All right, MMA Maniacs, it is time once again for Split Decision, your MMA show brought to you weekly here from the Rudolph Family Inc. studios. Getting you hooked up with the MMA news, also bringing you recaps of current fights, recent fights, and looking forward to the fights that are coming up as well. This weekend we have UFC 169. We got to recap UFC on Fox 10 from last weekend, and all the news in between. Bueller and Dodge at the mics, and we have Angel Deanda in the studio joining us today. Going to be a good show. Big thanks to Fight Fans Radio Network. They put us out there on their Spreaker, Stitcher, SoundCloud, and their iTunes. We also have our own Spreaker, Stitcher, SoundCloud as well. Subscribe, download, all that stuff, and look us up on Facebook, Split Decision MMA, also SD_MMA on Twitter, and our website, splitdecisionmma.com. Jesus, that's a big intro.
You got it all?
No, I don't know, man. Can we just get a robot to do that?
We could just record it once and then play it all at the beginning as we're coming in.
But then there's no reason to have me here anymore.
Well, I tell you what, when you weren't here, we all realized what you do, that's a big job.
Oh, yeah?
28 takes later, we still didn't have it right.
I just gave up. I was like, you just figure it out later. I got to go to work.
Well, in that case, no, you can't record it and use it every time.
Okay.
If that's all I bring to the table, then screw it. So a lot's gone down in the last week. Of course, we're bringing you the show early this week. Some schedule changes. It's going to be temporary, but it's going to happen on and off where it's going to be an early show and then our regular Friday show as well. So what's going on in the news, man?
Ken Shamrock admitted to doing steroids. Surprise, surprise.
No
way. It's a big secret. He came out on Access TV and he basically said, look, I did steroids. It was never before or during a fight.
Whatever.
So when was it?
I wasn't on steroids during a fight. But
after the fight.
After the
Immediately
fight.
after.
Which was right before another fight.
What happened here? He's like, I got to clear the. I have something
Yeah,
ready on my
he
conscience.
literally said he had to clear it up because he wants to help create some way of eliminating steroids and TRT from the sport, or just allow everybody to do it.
I read not too long ago that he's a bodyguard for 50 Cent now.
Yeah, we talked about
Yes.
that. He had nothing else to do.
That is a fact. That is. We saw the picture of him in his suit.
Yeah,
Man.
it was similar to this one.
Sometimes you got to get money, man.
So this is
Just like Tony Danza from Who's the Boss went to be a math teacher for a year. Sometimes you just got to get paid.
Yeah, you got to do what you got to do.
So this news is for our producer here, Dennis. I know you're a big Notre Dame fan.
No, just a little bit.
He's wearing his Notre Dame hat right now.
Every day. Nico Fertitta, Lorenzo's son, just got a full ride from Notre Dame to play football for them.
Cool.
So maybe we'll see some UFC FU money going into Notre Dame.
I'm just like a big clover leaf octagon.
Are they going to buy him a new stadium?
Right.
Right?
They're going to start putting
They don't have
fights
that
on
kind
there.
of money.
They'll
Let
put
me
fights
tell
on
you,
there.
There's a lot bigger people than the UFC in Notre Dame. I'll tell you that right now.
Well, I'm just saying they bought their former high school a new stadium.
Yeah, they did.
Well, yeah.
So we have Keith Jardine back in the news. He
Awesome.
he is chasing down people stealing from mailboxes.
I like. What was his mailbox?
Wait. He's chasing down people who are stealing from mailboxes, right?
He's not stealing from
He's
mailboxes.
not stealing from mailboxes.
He only does that on the first of the month, dude.
Apparently, Richard J. Davenport, who's 41, pulled up in front of Keith Jardine's house. Keith Jardine was on the computer, probably looking for a job, filling out his application somewhere.
Craigslist ad, fighter looking for work.
It's a lot better than fighter looking for fights. Craigslist.
And so he said he saw something odd. He saw a car he didn't recognize pull up and steal from his mailbox and take off. So he got in his Bronco, chased the guy down.
Oh, I was going to say, how slow was this guy's car? I didn't know he got in his Bronco and chased it down.
Threatened to punch him. The guy gave up. He held him till the police got there, where they found a bunch of other people's mail in his Bronco.
Was it the first of the month?
So Jardine's not big enough that people are like, hey, dude, Keith Jardine lives there.
No.
I have an image in my head of what his house probably looks like, and it's something I grew up in Stockton.
Are you sure? And that's not a dig at anybody in Stockton.
No.
No.
So, Angel, anybody try to steal your mail anytime?
No.
Have you ever found yourself, because we read a lot of these stories about the fighters doing like vigilante stuff because they have the ability, they have the skill. Have you ever found yourself in a position where your skills came in handy?
No, not yet. I'm my business, and I just look the other way.
Am I getting paid to fight you? No, cool. I'm going to go over here now. So Conor McGregor got a new tattoo. Big old chest piece.
I don't understand. I mean, good for him.
It looks like an angry... I think it's a gorilla
It's a baboon, dude.
I don't know.
with a heart in its mouth
Brock
with some
Lesnar.
sort of
Brock
tribal,
Lesnar.
with some sort of tribal wings of flames behind him, and he's wearing a
on his-
crown.
That is a baboon. I'm telling you right now, if you had the full thing on there, it would have a big blue ass.
I wonder if it's like
Maybe it's on the other side.
That would be hilarious.
Conor McGregor turns around, the small of his back, his tramp stamp is
baboon ass?
a big baboon ass.
No, why I said Lesnar was that's what Lesnar's going to need to cover up the big dick tattoo that he has on his chest.
I don't understand how Conor McGregor simultaneously got a tattoo that looks better and worse than all of mine together.
I told you this. He went to a shop. You got your tattoos somebody's house.
In
So
that
my
house,
shitty ones I got in the shop too.
in
though.
that house in Stockton. That's where he got that. Yeah.
It was an apartment in Modesto, which is not much better.
Is that the guy from the Ultimate Fighter?
This guy?
Yeah.
Was Conor McGregor on Ultimate Fighter?
I don't think so. No, I think he's just the number one signed Irish prospect.
Yeah, he's the one that everybody pronounces. They say his name
Connor?
3 different times. Whatever his name is, Connor, Colin,
Kevin.
Colin.
And he's calling out the entire division.
Yeah,
the time.
And people who are not in his division, like Diego Sanchez. Calling Diego Sanchez.
I'm telling
fat.
you, they just get drunk at night and they're just like, I'm calling out everybody.
He's the one that needs some fights to buy those expensive suits.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
Oh,
He's
yeah.
always wearing. He decided to up his game and go all GQ and wear suits.
He's going to need one hell of a fight to get that tattoo removed. Some serious
So
business.
Donald Cerrone has now responded to Cole Miller, called him a turd that the UFC has not flushed yet.
mean,
He
man.
said at the Fox 10 press conference that I think the UFC is totally against me going to 145. He's like, and I can't drink these delicious full-bodied Budweisers because he is sponsored by Budweiser.
Yeah,
not Bud Light,
full-bodied.
Budweiser. He says that's a
Carbonated
lifestyle.
rice water.
It's a lifestyle change. I don't know if I'm committed to that. We'll see. Cole Miller, win some fights, then come see me. You're at the ass end of a long line of people. So do you think that Cole Miller would want it so bad he's willing to put on the weight and go up, or you think he's going to continually call him out to come down?
He's probably going to continually call him out to come down, I would assume.
Yeah, I would say that too because Cerrone's been talking about going to 45s.
Yeah. But
don't-
then you won't be able to drink Budweiser. I mean,
The other guy him the Dolce diet. It's on
There's-
him.
Knowing Cole Miller, there's no way he's gonna cut weight. It's just not gonna happen. He likes his lifestyle way too much. He doesn't want to give up all that stuff that he does. I can't imagine. When we talked to him a long time ago, he does not give a shit. He was the only person that we've ever interviewed.
You mean Cerrone?
yeah.
Oh, sorry, Cerrone.
Cerrone.
Cerrone
Yeah.
was the only person that we've ever interviewed where the person on the phone was like, "Please tell me you're not doing this live. You cannot do this interview live."
Before he went on.
And we've interviewed both Diaz brothers, and they didn't give us that disclaimer then. But they were like, with Cerrone, they were like, "You can't."
They
you can't
didn't
put
give
him
us the
live on there."
disclaimer because they couldn't find either one of them. This
is true.
Both times we interviewed him.
Well,
We had Nate in a van, and now he's gone.
he jumped out the back of the in the middle of like New Jersey and took off. Crazy stuff behind the scenes. No, I don't see. Cerrone going down in weight. I think Miller's gonna have to go up.
to go fight him.
Yeah,
I think he would. I think he's that motivated. He really wants that fight.
Miller.
Yeah.
All right.
For some reason, he really wants that fight.
I'm always wrong, so just take whatever I say with a grain of salt, man.
Yeah,
Gabriel
wait
Gonzaga?
till we get to the picks of the fights.
Yeah, no shit.
Yeah.
I can't pick a winner to save my life. I can't even pick a winner out of my nose.
Gabe Gonzaga had a broken hand after the end of his
Nice.
fight. You can see this. There's a nice little 17-second
Damn.
puffy cartoon version of his hand.
Pop it.
Oh
Oh,
god.
just lance that son of a bitch.
See, that's what I mean. I mean,
Looks
you
like his hand is pregnant.
you know what I'm
Have you ever
saying?
broke your hand that bad?
No, my knee looked something like that after my Spongs fight.
Have you broken any bones fighting?
No.
No?
Yeah, kind of like a crack.
Like a fracture?
Fracture.
Yeah, fracture.
All right.
This is pretty impressive. that's pretty puffy.
So your last fight was with Tyrone Sprong, right?
Yes.
And then you said your knee looked like that? It was all
Kind
swollen
of.
and puffy?
More fatter than that, but it was something like that.
I'm too much of a pussy to
Damn.
do this
Look,
stuff.
Rousey
There's
is
no
not
way.
impressed with that hand.
I know. Look at this. Whatever.
Whatever.
So, as we know, the Nevada State Athletic Commission head position is open. Roy Nelson recently came out and said that he was going to apply for this position.
This is
Shit, I'm gonna apply for this
is
position.
hilarious.
Dana White immediately came out and said, I love this. What a fucking idiot. That guy couldn't get a job at Kinko's.
And it's the truth because really, Roy Nelson couldn't work at Kinko's. You know what I mean? He doesn't even know what collate is.
Did choir of paper. You get a choir of paper over there.
He's like, I ain't
So what do you
singing
think?
in
Do
this
you think
motherfucker.
Roy Nelson should become the Nevada State Athletic
Oh,
Commission?
hell no. I don't think he should become the Nevada State Athletic
Head of
Commissioner.
the commission? Do you
But
think he could get a job at Kinko's?
I don't think that Dan has given him enough credit.
So you're saying that Roy Nelson could get a job at Kinko's?
I don't think that Roy Nelson would adhere to their dress code.
What about Tank Abbott?
Tank Abbott and Roy Nelson would be the fight of my dreams.
No, I just mean as
At
the,
Kinko's.
as
Tank Abbott couldn't get a job as a bouncer at Kinko's.
So speaking of fights, apparently Vanderlei Silva and Chael Sonnen have already fought, like literally fought on the set of The Ultimate Fighter.
This pisses me
3
off that
in
we're not
Brazil.
seeing this yet.
We have not seen the footage yet. There aren't any clear details. Dana White came out and said they were literally fighting, and one of Vanderlei's guys sucker punched Chael. People went crazy. Crazy shit happened today. This is what we're dealing with right now. They literally fought and it went on for a while.
Damn.
I am excited now to see this footage. They
But-
better put this on the freaking show. If they
better
cut
not-
this out, I'll be pissed.
They're the coaches of the Brazil?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. They took
And
Chael Sonnen down to
all of
Brazil.
Chael Sonnen's guys are scared for their life, and they've gotten multiple threats.
They're getting death threats all over the place.
hey, when they're coming in and out of buildings, people are throwing shit at them.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, what do you expect? When you started talking about the Nogueira brothers trying to feed a bus because he'd never seen one before, he tried to give a bus a banana. You trying to feed a bus? Yeah,
He thought it was a horse. He
thought
tried
it
to
was
get
a
hay.
horse.
Right. Right. So Chael can't go to Brazil, and you can't go to Stockton.
I drive through hella fast, though.
You put T-shirts up in the windows so they can't see you.
It's all blacked out. I'll
So-
borrow someone else's car when I got to go up north.
Somebody allegedly that is not tough in Brazil is Anderson Silva. This story recently came out where he apparently called the police because someone called him rotten on Twitter.
What?
Yeah,
Hey,
out of the
but
story of
continue to
everything
read
that
their
is
rules.
bizarre,
Their rules are weird.
the police are investigating to get her name, address, and phone number because she wrote on the internet and social media several phrases, including Brazil, saying that he's a horrible idol for Brazil and he is rotten. And
That's a crime?
I guess.
Well, because she said a shitty idol.
And they said he's a shitty idol, and so now he's filed a police report against this woman.
Apparently,
For defamation.
Because they have no money. If you get charged with slander, you have to do time.
Sounds good.
6 months. It says she could do up to 6 months.
Yeah.
That's insane. You can't pay with AIDS? I'm just saying, it's Brazil, man. It's like currency.
So the Association of Ringside Physicians recently came out and said that TRT needs to be eliminated from mixed martial arts. Dana White is thrilled and says, since the doctors have come out and said that they will ban it, that's the answer.
Right, because I mean they banned steroids in baseball and that took care of it, and they got rid of steroids in football and that took care of it. Cocaine's illegal and nobody does it.
Is that in Brazil too that they'll ban TRT?
This is from any
No.
mixed martial arts.
Brazil doesn't have any rules, man. There's no laws there. It's just,
There goes
They're-
the Vitor and
exactly.
Weidman fight.
He says
Exactly.
that all government athletic commissions should close the TRT loophole permanently.
I mean, fine. I understand the idea of just making it a level playing field, but I mean, like Dennis said, it's like people are still going to do it.
Dude,
Yeah,
we
there's-
just found out Ken Shamrock was on steroids. I mean, my mind's still blown behind that.
No, this is like your gay buddy who just told you he's gay. No, everybody already knew. You just finally admitted it.
What the fuck you mean you just realized?
Exactly. He had an epiphany. He's sitting there. He's like, I did do steroids. Holy shit.
I need to tell everybody.
I'm going to tell everybody about it.
So apparently the UFC media was at the Super Bowl media day that they had yesterday.
Wow.
And Olivia, I can't remember what her name is. Let me look it up here real
Newton
quick.
John?
That's what I
No.
love. Coming
Wild.
here so prepared.
I know.
Aren't you a Niner fan?
No. I'm a Raider fan.
Oh man.
So anyway,
Olivia Munn?
no, it's not Olivia Munn. Man, now I can't find it.
Thanks, Josh.
She's hot. She's hot. Olivia Munn.
recognize that name.
I recognize that name. And for some reason now I can't find it. Anyway, so
Do
she
Control
was
F.
she was
Olivia.
she was there with the belt, walking around, basically trying to get players in the NFL to hold the belt, take pictures with it, talk about the UFC, and talk about what it means to them, and talk about the NFL and the Super Bowl and everything. And this guy that was an NFL official went up to her and said, "What is that?" She said, "Oh, it's the UFC title belt. Would you like to hold it?" And he said, "No." He goes, "That's that wrestling thing, right? Yeah, we don't want that here. We don't want anything associated with that or this event to be happening. This is the NFL." Completely knew absolutely nothing about the MMA or UFC. Basically, an argument went down where they had to grab Jay Glazer, who not only works for the UFC on Fox, but works for Fox and the NFL, to prove that she was correct by saying, that the UFC's on Fox too, right? Who is having the Super Bowl? Right. That we cross-promote all the time? That we do this? This is a thing that we do?
Wow.
And that it was okay if they were allowed, but they were like, okay, you can do it, but don't only do it with the players that are on the floor, and you're not allowed to use podiums.
Yeah, I like the picture that they had of Regis. Looked like he was throwing the belt out of the stadium.
I'm surprised. Well, I mean, with the way Dana White talks about the UFC being bigger than the NFL and stuff like that, this guy didn't know.
Had no clue.
Had no idea. If he had an idea, I can understand why he would have that kind of response to it, because Dana White always talks shit about the NFL. Says that the NFL is the most violent sport in the world. So I mean, I could see somebody taking that stance and being against the UFC if they work for the NFL, but this guy just had no clue.
No clue.
So
I mean, do you think it's sad that people still don't know what the UFC and the MMA is? I mean, obviously we are into it because this is what we are into, but people that work for the NFL have no clue?
I don't know. After hearing some of the responses after the last Niner game, I would prefer to have just real fans watching the sport.
Be pretty interesting.
I don't know. I mean, I like that it's obviously that it's blown up and getting bigger and stuff like that, but it's one of those things where your grandma doesn't know what the hell it is. You know what I mean? You can't expect everybody to know it and understand it. And a lot of people who just see it at a glance are going to compare it to wrestling.
What about you come across a lot of people who don't know what you're doing?
Yeah, they say you do that UFC stuff.
You train UFC, bro?
UFC, bro.
I said, come at me, bro. Yeah, but I think MMA is just still scratching the surface with all this. I mean, I was all into football, but as soon as I started training, got into UFC, I don't know, not even half the shit I knew about football now. I can't name 5 Cowboy players anymore.
It's okay, nobody can.
Choke. Romo, choke.
I thought Romo choke was the same word, man.
Kaepernick took that spot.
Yeah.
Oh,
He just doesn't have enough fans yet. He will.
Yeah, he don't got enough haters.
He will.
He's not on Romo's level.
He works at McDonald's asking you how many turnovers you want with that.
So Pat Barry has decided to take an indefinite leave from MMA.
Oh, kickboxing return. That's pretty
He
cool.
will probably going back to kickboxing. He basically realized...
I know how much you love Pat Barry.
I know, but at least he realizes, I don't want to wrestle. Straight up quote from him, I don't want to wrestle. I want to... Let's see, where is it at? I want to hit people again.
Cool, good for him. If he can get something going on in
him and Spence
K1.
would be a good fight.
Yeah, that'd be a really good fight.
That'd be crazy.
That's where he said he possibly might be going his glory.
What's the height difference there? Tyrone pretty tall?
He's about 6'1", maybe.
Okay,
6'2".
So that's not bad. Barry's what, 5'10"?
Yeah. So yeah, he's been released of his contract from the UFC. He is done fighting MMA.
Well, good for him.
I'm glad he finally recognized.
I know you're going to miss Fat Baby.
I did like Fat Baby. He was good, man. I wanted his T-shirt with his little picture of him as a Fat Baby.
I'm sure you can still buy it somewhere.
On sale.
On clearance.
Don Fry's back with his predictions.
Awesome.
You get to watch the video. I will put the link up on our Facebook. I don't know if we can play audio from that. Last time we got in trouble.
No, yeah. We've been notified.
We've been notified. We're no longer allowed to sample audio unless we sample it ourselves. So if I sit by my
or
TV...
have written consent.
Can I sit by my TV and record it and be
Wait,
like,
who
yeah,
told
I was
you that?
recording it?
YouTube sent me an email.
Yeah.
Shut up.
No, seriously.
Really?
Yep.
Yeah. They refused to put up one of our episodes.
Oh, this is public domain, though.
No, the what's it?
It's because we had Fox.
Episode 226 where we had
sampled
Dana
Fox.
White talking.
Oh, we big time then if YouTube's hitting us up. Google's like, knock your shit off.
Well, I think the other thing is, too, that we monetize that account to where they pay us how many times people. So I guess, I don't know.
When are we getting that internet monies?
Yeah,
We already have millions of internet dollars waiting for us.
yeah, we have tens of dollars.
So that's because... is that because it was copywritten by Fox, though?
Yeah.
Probably.
Okay, because I'm thinking this right here. This is public domain. They put it out for public domain.
Yeah.
At least that's what at my other job. That's what they told us.
We'll double check. In the meantime, we'll just post a link to this on our Facebook.
That's
you can
fine.
check
No, I'm not
out.
gonna
Don
take it.
Fry only went 2 of 5 in his last.
I don't want to go to jail, man. It's fine. Do what you got to do.
2 of 5.
2 of 5. So speaking of UFC on Fox 10, there's some little news. We
Sounds
get
like
into
my
the-
scores, dude.
Well, little news going into that before we do the recap. We had Cletus, the NFL robot for Fox.
Nice.
Made a cameo.
For a second, I actually thought I was having an acid flashback because, you know, when you're watching football, that guy's not real.
Yeah.
Right.
So when they showed it, I was like, damn, that looks hella real. And then the girl touched it, and I was like, dude, does everybody else see that?
A lot of fans were really pissed off that Cletus the Robot was at a UFC, not really at the UFC event, but superimposed at the UFC event.
Why?
Because they said that they don't need him. Like, we've been doing well without him. We don't need to incorporate NFL's little robot. Just like when the NASCAR fans had the Gopher, fans got all pissed off about the Gopher that Fox put up, and it disappeared after a couple years.
But I don't understand. Don't they use the robots for the Fox intro anyway?
For the intro, but not necessarily this one.
Hey, people are
Alright.
going to bitch.
Yeah.
Yeah, UFC people are getting mad that they're cross-promoting.
They said
Right.
basically, that it was not, that they're not impressed that they put...
But they're not mad. But they're not mad that they still use the football music
Right? At first they
for
were.
every sport.
At first they were. They're like, that's the football music. And they're like, no, that's Fox Sports music.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Just like the dana 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 dana. Just, fucking deal with it.
Yeah. So are you okay with Cletus being there?
I have an issue with it. Why would I have an issue with a big ass robot being at a UFC event?
Because he wasn't actually there. He was superimposed.
That just pisses me off.
Just wait till we have some robots fighting.
Then-
Probably the shit.
Then we'll get
Hell
there.
yeah! Can Hugh Jackman control one? Real
They should make that into a movie.
called Rock'em Sock'em Robots, right?
Part 2. Nate Diaz was watching the fights, and he immediately went and started texting apparently somebody over at I think MMA Junkie about how he thought about the fights.
All right.
And he says, I would have done an interview, but they were scared to call. I think the UFC's got you all in check. Last night's fights was whack. First of all, these guys are here just to cause confusion. I'm here to put ass whoopings down to the maximum effect, and you got these guys out here having a wrestling match. They're smiling and shaking hands, having a good old time instead of fighting for real. They're play fighting, and that shit's putting me to sleep. Yeah, he goes on saying that there you got this other motherfucker playing his Hollywood role on the sidelines with all his silly assaults, getting paid to sit there and state his bullshit opinion like anyone gives a fuck. And then P.S. I thought Thompson's bitch ass won the wrestling match.
Did he learn how to trash talk from Eazy-E?
Like, it's all texting,
That's just
man.
209. That's 209 trash talking, bro.
So he was
209.
referring to Anthony Pettis there as the Hollywood role, basically.
Whatever. I guess we'll get to that recap
Is he
soon
even
enough.
fighting? He hasn't even fought recently.
No, Nate
Diaz
just fought and
just fought
and won
and-
decisively.
and
Yeah, he
wanted
knocked out
to
Maynard.
knocked out Maynard, and then he called out pretty much everybody at the top, and he has been not given a fight yet because he's not quite in the top 10.
Hey, if
so-
you guys got
Is he on
anything to
his way
say,
out?
Nate, Nick, we got the form for you right here.
yeah.
We'll have to put Joey in hiding, but still.
So, did you get to watch the UFC on Fox 10?
Yeah, I caught the end of it. I was driving down to Temecula when it was going on, but I was getting updates on my phone and such.
Okay, so we'll start at the prelims and we'll get into the main event, which is pretty controversial. We have Nikita Krylov defeated Walt Harris. George Sullivan defeated Mike Rhodes. Darren Cruikshank defeated Mike Rio. Hugo Viana defeats Junior Hernandez. Chico Camas defeated Yatsu and Meza. Eddie Wineland defeated Yu Javine.
Awesome fight.
Awesome fight.
Awesome fight.
Alex Caceres defeated Sergio Pettis with a rear naked choke.
20
with
seconds
20
left.
seconds left.
What did I tell you? They've been working on his ground game.
They have been working on his ground
And
game.
they told him before he went out on the last round,
You need to
you're
win.
behind.
Yeah.
You have to knock him
Yeah.
out or submit him.
I can't believe, maybe Sergio Pettis was also underestimating the ground game, too. So
Oh, yeah.
It made it easy for Alex Caceres to sink in, his rear naked choke.
He got it in pretty quick and with no hooks, and then he
Yeah.
got the hooks in after he rolled him.
Good for Alex. I'm no longer going to underestimate this guy at all.
Jeremy Stevens defeated Darren Elkins. Donald Cerrone knocks out Adriano Martins with
Just
a
angry
brutal
Cerrone.
head kick.
I like how he
Cerrone.
tried to block the kick from the front
Yeah,
because he thought it was coming from the front, and
just
then
right on the neck, and he just dropped. It was like a robot shutdown. Just
was that your foot?
Steve Miocic defeats Gabriel Gonzaga in unanimous decision. That was a pretty tough fight.
Just slightly outclassed him a little bit.
He was there. He was definitely had the speed advantage, and exactly what we said. He was just ahead of
Zaga
him.
looked gassed in that fight.
That's
definitely
exactly
And
what
fat.
Round.
That's what
And
I-
fat.
Yeah,
He looked a lot better 2 fights ago.
Yeah,
That's
the
what I
last
was
2
hearing, though.
fights he looked good, where he defeated both guys.
Yeah.
Like he just did not look the same. But he also had the broken hand. He said it happened in the first round.
He honestly looked like salami, bro.
Looked a little
hella
puffy.
sweaty.
Like salami.
It was bad, dude.
I didn't see the spots. I didn't. Were there spots?
was he patchy or something?
No, he just looked greasy
Ah,
and sweaty.
God.
So Benson Henderson defeats
Terrible
Josh
visual.
Thompson in a split decision. Pretty controversial.
I don't know.
You
see
don't
that fight?
know?
Thompson won.
You
I
say
think
Thompson?
Thompson won.
I say draw.
He wrote his,
A lot of people thought draw.
Yeah.
The scores were pretty crazy being split. Fight metric.
Bring the scorecard up again.
Real quick. Fight metric gave it to Thompson. The media, everybody but 3 out of, what is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So 14, 15? 11 out of 15 gave it to Thompson. Twitter, we had 4 guys gave it to Thompson out of fighters that were on Twitter. Everybody else
What did Ariel Hawani say?
gave it to Thompson. Benson Henderson says,
I won.
I definitely felt like I did enough. Yeah, I felt I
Right?
definitely did enough to deserve to get my hand raised. Getting the W inside the UFC. Let me see how you do it. This is how you take it. I like W's. I like getting my hand raised. I'll take it any way means necessary. Thompson said he was extremely disappointed. He had a bad camp, but he still thinks he won this fight. He's like, I beat the former UFC champ. That was 2 years ago. He's like, I don't understand what the problem is. And he says this might be it. He might retire because of this bad decision.
See, here's what my thing. I was watching
Back
this
up to
fight,
the scorecards
and
for you.
after he broke his hand, I mean, obviously there was a completely different Thompson coming out to fight. And I honestly, when that happened, as the rounds progressed, 3rd, 4th, 5th round, I was sitting in the hotel room going, "Damn, this is going to Benson. This is going to Benson." And I was bummed out about it because Josh Thompson, even with a broken hand, was still trying to put in a lot of work.
Yeah.
His takedowns were silly. I mean, he just threw Benson in the first round like nothing.
Yeah.
And he was really tenacious. And if he hadn't broke his hand, it would have been a unanimous decision, Thompson, the way he was fighting.
Yeah, when we caught that, he had said, we didn't know if he clearly said that his hand was broke, but he had told his corner something was wrong with his hand.
Yep.
And then you saw him start limping it, so.
And it sucks because he was putting on. I haven't seen Thompson look that good in a long time.
Other
And-
when he knocked out Nate Diaz,
Yeah.
Well, you know.
the fight right before that.
Well, you know. Knocked,
But it wasn't a long time.
No, but just the tenacity he came out in the first and second round.
Right.
Like,
I still think Thompson won the fight.
Yeah, he took his back the whole
Multiple
first round.
times.
Yeah.
The first round, he threw him around. I thought he was outboxing him, outdoing everything on the feet. I just...
Again, that's where we need clear lines as to,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? When you're controlled, because he controlled it. He was on his...
He did
you know,
control the fight,
So,
yeah.
I mean, that doesn't count for nothing?
I mean, to me, though, Sal D'Amato's score is the one that's crazy to me. 49-46 for Henderson. Everybody else was 48-47.
Yeah, it shouldn't. I don't think it should be that big of a margin. I feel like Benson was winning. Was definitely connecting a lot more though in the 3rd, 4th, and 5th rounds. His stand up just looked more impressive. Even though Thompson was still able to get the back, was still able to get takedowns and stuff. The stand up it's more impressive to the judges, which is why I felt when I was watching it was going to go to Benson no matter what. I mean, I wasn't stoked about the decision at all. I was actually really bummed out. You know, I thought Thompson did a hell of a job, but I could see it going to Benson as the fight progressed. So I understand the controversial decision. I would have been stoked with the draw. I don't think Thompson would have been, especially if he's considering retirement now.
Yeah, it's pretty tough. I think tough for him to swallow. Like I said, he's been in the game for a long time at the top, and you know, just barely missing these ones where he thinks he wins.
Right.
I mean, the one with Gilbert Melendez when he was in San Jose.
Yeah.
A lot of people thought Thompson should have won that fight, and Gil won that fight. You know, so.
Have you feel like you've been robbed of a decision before?
No.
No?
The last one probably could have been a little bit closer, but I know I lost that fight.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say I'm going to retire now.
My whole thing is like I wonder like mentally like obviously we see what Josh Thompson's saying here like getting a first-hand account of how it feels. I feel like because I mean it's one thing to win or lose decisively and know where you stand in that, but when it's controversial and you feel confident that it should have gone the other way, psychologically that's really got to mess with you, which obviously it does with Thompson. So I hope he doesn't retire, man. The guy's been looking
I
real
hope he
good,
doesn't
too.
either.
All right.
So UFC 169 going off this weekend. We don't know if it's going to be Saturday or Sunday because the Super Bowl doesn't know it's going to be Saturday or Sunday.
The Super Bowl finally announced.
They are Sunday?
Regardless, Sunday.
All right, so then the UFC will regardless be Saturday. But Dana White was saying he would move his to the opposite if they were going to have their on the same day because he does not want to compete with the Super Bowl.
I don't know how this is logistically possible for either one of them.
I didn't hear anything about this. How did I miss this all week?
Yeah.
The Super Bowl was gonna be on Saturday?
You ran Spartan, bro. You're
and
just
then,
now
and you had to
catching
take a day
up.
off.
You had to take a day
Yeah,
off.
yeah, I did
You
have
just
to
you
take a day off.
slept.
I
You
didn't
slept
know
that
that.
day.
Yeah.
Really?
You missed
Never
all the
heard nothing
news.
about that?
No.
Yeah.
They were going to put the Super Bowl on Saturday?
Yes.
Yeah.
They were talking about possibly during the week too. If they
Yeah,
had to.
Monday
If they
too.
had to.
Monday
Because of the
a
weather.
Blizzard.
What?
That polar vortex.
It's the worst decision to put a Super Bowl in the New Jersey open air stadium.
No, it's not. It's
horrible.
great.
Horrible.
I hope it snows.
Did you hear this?
Yeah.
No tailgating at the Super Bowl this year.
Yeah, that's
none.
stupid.
0.
Doesn't matter. Doesn't have nothing to do with
You
the game.
cannot-
Doesn't
you-
have nothing to do with the game.
Nothing to do with the game. No one goes to the Super Bowl tailgate. Nobody.
Everybody does, but I'm just
Nobody
saying,
does. Apparently
you know
it
how
has
many of
nothing to
us
do with it.
You know how many of us have been praying for an open weather Super Bowl? That's it. This is what we're dreaming about.
Who the hell's going to the Super Bowl anyways? It's not normal people like us. These tickets are like $2,500 a piece.
I'm glad they freeze their ass off in that little plastic chair for $3,000.
Can't even leave.
I don't
Can't
know, I'm
even leave
going.
the parking lot.
I'll be there.
Once you park there, you can't leave. You got tickets, right? I mean, you got that through the.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the two of us are gonna. We got front row
Yeah.
seats. No, you
That
can't.
was
But you
part of our
can't walk up
sponsorship.
to it. You can't drive up to it.
Nope.
You can't do any of that. You have
No.
to get transported in by their special transportation people.
Exactly.
I think is it because there's a terrorist threat this year or something?
No, it's because the stadium is shitty and they don't have enough parking.
You know what? They need
Straight up, they said that there's not enough parking around the area for that many people.
because it's in New Jersey, and New Jersey
It's
sucks.
Jersey.
They should keep an amount of tickets for the normal public and lottery those things off. At least have some normal people.
How about we just don't do a Super Bowl in Jersey? End of it. It just fixes everything.
Back to 169.
So a lot of injuries.
Picture a jersey with a circle and a line.
No.
no, for pretty much everything, as far as I'm concerned.
There's been enough injuries and announcements for this card that have been pretty crazy. Obviously, we had this was supposed to be back in the day, John Jones and Glover Teixeira, but they
Right.
couldn't make that happen.
Right.
And then Dominic Cruz, who hasn't fought since October of 2011, was going to be headlining this card to try to unify his belt
still
finally. And, you know, the zombie ligament that's in his leg was too active for him because he's nice and slow, and he had to pull out of this fight as well. Or he had a groin tear.
Or he
right?
got beat up by
his
Ronda
vagina
Rousey
tore. I
again.
forgot about that. So instead, and also Bobby Green and Kyoji Hiroshi are also out because they're injured, but I think they have a normal injury.
I
So.
have an aortal tear through my labia minora.
Yeah. We'll go down to the bottom. On the fight pass, we have Neil Magny going up against Ghassan Umalatov.
All right.
Who are you
Oh,
taking
you
this
nailed
fight?
that name.
right?
Umalatov, dude.
Umalatov.
I'm Umalatov all day.
Decent stand-up, good in the scramble. Neil's on a 2-fight skid, man. He doesn't really shine anywhere specific, I don't think.
No, I'm a big fan of Umalatov, actually.
Yeah, I'm going to take Umalatov for sure. Making his UFC debut. Tell me, when's the last time you saw him?
It was last Thursday, actually.
Oh, right, gotcha.
We had a few beers.
Rashid Magaradov is going up against Tony Martin. Rashid is former M1 Global Champion on an 8-fight win streak.
Wow.
Definitely has the experience over Tony. Tony's been doing pretty good in the clinch. Decent striker. I'm going to take the former M1 Global Champion, even though you could buy his belt on eBay.
For $65.
I'm guessing neither of these guys got any ground game.
No, Rashid is a Sambo champion.
Oh,
Yeah,
really?
I mean, just based on that, I would have to go with Rashid as well.
Yeah.
You got a guy making his debut. He's got as many fights as Rashid does on his win streak. You
Yeah.
know? Not saying Tony Martin's undefeated with 8 fights.
Right.
But Rashid is only lost 1. He's on an 8-fight win streak, and he obviously was winning before that, too. So
Then we got your last fight on the fight pass. Clint Hester going up against Andy Enns. Andy Enns has only fought in Alaska. He is a submission specialist.
isn't that a Linkin Park song?
He
Andy
tried
Enns,
out
it
for
doesn't even
Ultimate
matter.
Fighter 17, but lost in the opening rounds to Uriah Hall. One guy who did make it on the Ultimate Fighter 17, though, was Clint Hester, his opponent, who's a former boxer. He's definitely shown improved ground game. I'm going to have to go with Hester in this fight.
With the experience base.
Definitely.
I'm taking ends because I'm thinking 7-0 only in Alaska. He's fought polar bears.
He fought 6
You
people
do
and 1 polar
put a
bear.
good point there, sir. I might have to rethink this.
Yeah.
You think about it. He fought 5 dudes, an Eskimo, and a polar bear.
One of them was
Hey,
Cody McKenzie.
If he took one Eskimo, I'm with him too. Because, dude,
McKenzie team,
Eskimos
yeah,
and
exactly.
Samoans
Don't mess around.
don't mess around.
They
at
hunt
all.
whales, bro. The biggest animal on the planet. They just drag that shit up
They
on the
just
shore.
have body issues.
Nope.
So, first fight going down on Fox Sports 1. Alec Quinta going up against Kevin Lee. Kevin Lee making his
UFC debut.
UFC debut. I think he'll do all right in the clinch, but I just think Alec Quinta is a little bit better. He's training with Sarah Longo. He looked pretty good on Ultimate Fighter on 15. He definitely likes to push the pace. He has good stand-up and takedowns. I think he's just a little bit better than Kevin Lee.
Give the experience edge to Iaquinta.
Yeah, definitely give the experience
That makes
edge to
sense.
Quinta,
That makes
especially
sense.
in the big show. I mean, that did you have any pre-fight jitters going into one of your the big fights going up, knowing you're going to be on NBC?
Oh yeah, the last one
Right?
kind of got to me a little bit.
I mean,
Little bit
I know you
butterflies.
fought on a lot of other cards, but I mean, this is like primetime TV.
Yeah,
Right?
This was This was the show, yeah. Yeah, I fought Itachi. They're just pretty big, too, around here.
Yeah, they are pretty
don't
around
get you
here.
there,
I see them on Comcast every once in a while, right?
yeah,
They put them up.
Or Sherdog will stream them live.
Yeah.
It's like when you sing in the shower all the time, but then when you get up to sing at the talent show, a little bit of pee comes out.
Yeah. That happens in the shower. That happens in the shower, too. I don't know what the difference was. I pee in the shower all the time.
That's not a little bit of pee. That's a lot of pee.
Yeah, that's true.
That's a full-on stream.
And then it was like, and I think that's where I got confused. As I start singing a talent show, I start peeing like I'm in the shower. Oh, I'm not in the shower. Not in the shower. I got to pull it back.
You can't stop midstream, bro.
No.
Hard, man.
You'll break some
Floodgates
shit.
are open, my friends. The floodgates are open.
It's definitely tough to do.
How bad was it? How bad was it when they did that? Because we see the pre-interview before you fight, and you're like, everybody underestimates me. How many? Did you do that all in one take?
Not kind of. Yeah, we did. We just
Off the cuff.
Skyped it.
There you go.
Oh, really?
okay.
Nice. All right.
So Nick Cantone going against Tom Watson. Now remember Nick Cantone, he tried to go down in his last fight to fight James Head at welterweight, but he missed weight and then got hospitalized for dehydration and wasn't allowed to fight. He needs to figure out what weight class he's going to fight at. I think he's better, obviously, at middleweight here than trying to go down and kill himself at welterweight.
This is really the only thing you have down for Watson is poor
He has
takedown defense.
shitty takedown defense, and he's going to
So
lose this fight.
is this the go get a beer fight?
Yeah, this is my go get a beer fight.
So
what's your
for anybody who's translating, sit and watch this one because the last go get
Last
a beer
time I said
fight,
go get a beer.
it was badass.
It was bad.
So what? Go get a beer fight.
He's all, I have a beer.
I have a beer. Go get a beer podcast.
Yeah,
Chris
that's the best thing
Carrazio.
about the new studio.
Right?
You can drink in this one.
Chris Carrazio going up against Danny Martinez here. We got 15-5, 5-3 in the UFC for Chris Carrazio. Danny Martinez 16-4, making his UFC debut. According to you, Carrazio wants to keep this standing, and Martinez has good wrestling and top control. So this is your striker versus grappler matchup,
For sure. I think I'm going to be taking Chris Carrazio in this fight.
just because he has the UFC experience. He's got 8 fights in the UFC, whereas Danny Martinez has none. Or could Danny Martinez come out and shock everybody?
Where's Martinez been fighting?
I don't have that right now. Sorry.
Did he used to fight in WEC?
I think at one time, yeah.
He did.
The name is super familiar.
Yeah.
But I think I'm getting him confused with the last call.
I'm gonna go with Danny on this one.
You can take Danny?
Yeah, because Carriazo just throws a high kick and that's it.
He likes to spam it, man. he learned that one move from Tekken, and he just hits the button over and over again. And you're sitting there going like, this is bullshit. You gotta do other things, man. It's not fair.
Don't back me into a corner.
Quit doing the sweep mode, man.
No corners.
Quit doing the sweep. I just want to play. Wait a second. Let me figure out the combo. Cool, I did my special move.
Fucking Baraka, get over in
Right?
the corner and electrocute you.
And then do
The E Honda fucking slap or Chun-Li's kicks. Fuck those people.
Yeah.
I'm glad
Spam.
we're working out your guys' issues. Closure. Video game closure.
No corners. God damn it.
Quit blocking, dude. John McDessie going against Alec Patrick Silva Alves. That is one man. Like, not four.
APSA.
APSA.
John McDessie, we know, is a really good kickboxer.
Yeah.
He's pretty flashy, this kickboxing, very accurate striker. Alves is going to be the bigger fighter, definitely going to use the clinch, and I think he needs to grind this fight if he's going to take McDessie all the way to the distance. Otherwise, McDessie, I think, is going to take him out by the second.
By the second, I'm going to go with McDessie on this one. I mean, Alves is big, but I think he's going to have a hard time getting McDessie on the ground.
What weight class is that?
That is, I believe, lightweight. Could be wrong. I have to look that up. I delete all the weight classes because I don't talk about it.
Coming in here asking Brandon
Throwing questions at me? Nobody does this.
I don't know shit, so don't ask me anything.
Yeah, I don't know who most of these guys are. That Carriazo guy, he fought 2 of my teammates, so I know him.
That's why you don't want him to win.
We're good.
Sucker.
So, going on your first fight
Oh,
on the
your
pay-per-view,
favorite fighter.
Jamie Varner, hey, your fellow Spartan,
There you go.
going up against Abel Trujillo. Jamie, we know, he's got his overhand right. We know he's a good boxer. He's got decent wrestling. Abel looked pretty brutal in his last fight. Heavy knees, heavy puncher, likes to brawl. I think Jamie can actually push the distance and win this fight if he doesn't get knocked the F out by Abel. Abel seems like an angry dude.
I think that's the problem, though.
I think Varner's going to be susceptible to those knees.
I think he will, too.
Yeah, I think Varner's problem is going to be that, I mean, he's accurate, but he's going to want to try to pick Abel apart, and Abel's just going to throw those power punches.
Right. Well, I see him trying to shoot in and just eating a
Sounds
knee.
familiar, Jamie Varner. Who did he fight last?
Oh, God. Why are you asking hard questions?
He won his last fight. I do know that.
Jamie Varner. It's been a while, like 3 months?
Yeah.
4 months? I don't know.
Is he on the Ultimate Fighter?
He was on. He's in the UFC. He was in the WEC for a long time.
Yeah, he came over from WEC.
He was the WEC champion for a long time, and he also ducked a lot of guys. I mean, he just couldn't take the fights a couple times because he was injured or something.
Dodge hates him. Dodge hates him. Ducked a couple. I mean, couldn't take the fight. Well played, sir. Well played.
John Linkler going up against Ali Bagatinov, which I had to spell it out.
I love that you did that right there.
I had
It's
to
awesome.
do that.
Hooked on phonics. Worked
Right?
for Dodge.
Ali Bagatinov is really good at sambo, has really good takedowns, has crisp punching. He's a counter puncher. He also once continued to fight after losing part of his ear.
Awesome.
I put that up on our Facebook. You can check out that video when he was in Russia. So we know the guy's tough. I mean, if you lose part of your ear in the fight, and not only did he continue to fight, he won after losing part of his ear.
Like how much of his ear?
Like a good sized chunk.
Like Sakuraba? Like the whole thing just
Sakuraba,
slid
yeah.
off?
Yeah, like Sakuraba.
That's gross, man.
Straight up.
You got any cauliflower ear?
A little bit.
A little bit?
On the right one.
You wear it like a badge of honor or what?
Yep.
Yeah? I'm going to
Trained
go.
it myself.
Nice. I'm going to go give my kids
What's your old lady
cauliflower
think of
Rub
that?
him on the-
Nothing. It happened before I met her.
You either like this or you don't.
It comes with the whole package.
Yeah.
The thing is, you see people on the street, and if they got cauliflower, you're like, if you're like us, like, oh, no, fuck with that guy.
Some mat work. It's got some
Yeah,
mat
Yeah,
work.
so, but if you're like my grandma, and you see somebody walking on cauliflower, she's like, oh, he's special. You should go help him with his stuff. He's special.
No, he could help me with my stuff. John Linkler has failed to make weight 3 times. 3 times. They're saying that he should be kicked out of the flyweight division because of this.
Oh yeah.
He is definitely has aggressive stand-up. He comes at you, huge barrage of punches, usually hooks and uppercuts. I think Bagatinov, as long as he can survive the initial onslaught, he's definitely going to be taking this fight.
You think he should be kicked out just for not making weight 3 times, though?
Yeah, he should have to be forced to move up, just like
making
Anthony
weight
Johnson.
Making weight has been such a big issue the last 6 months. It's
I
fucking
understand,
bullshit.
but if you
I'm
don't
not kicked out of the UFC, kicked out of the weight division.
No,
Move
I get
up
that.
divisions.
But if you can't make weight, you still got to give up part of your purse. So I mean, you get fucked anyway.
I don't give a fuck, man.
thought
Wrestlers
Daniel
been making weight
That's
for
his
fucking
huge
decades.
pet peeve. Dude,
No, it's
he
fine.
let go Anthony Johnson after he couldn't make weight for the 4th time.
Because it's all part of the science of the game.
Yeah.
I understand. I'm glad you guys
How
are
do you,
honest
how do you,
about it.
as a fighter, how do you feel if your opponent comes in, can't make weight? This is like his 3rd time can't making weight.
I just want that extra money.
See, and that's where my head's at. I'm like, then I get some of your
getting-
cash.
Yep, I get some of his money, and then the promotion has to match that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
So I get like
That's where my head's at. Like,
Okay, so if I was a fighter, then yeah, I'd be like, I hope your fat ass comes in here.
yeah.
No. I would still try to drag it out.
Do you think it's disrespectful?
Down some more.
Do you think it's disrespectful when a guy comes in missing weight?
Kinda, but then I don't.
But then
really
you get
bother
money.
me.
Well, like, fuck, keep giving me money then. Like if you got to fight John Lineker, you're like, I'm gonna get paid no matter what.
Yeah.
Yeah.
3 times in a row, dude ain't made weight. Like, okay, well,
I think
cool,
only
can-
wrestlers take that as disrespect because they make weight.
They
all
have to
the
make
time.
weight all the time.
I would
See,
look
and
at-
that's where I'm coming from.
Yeah, wrestler.
I understand what
Wrestling.
you're saying with the pride thing.
I
but
think it's
would look at-
I think it's
always make
disrespectful.
weight.
I think
look at it
that's
as-
my thing. It's your job to come in on weight. It's your job.
Yeah.
If you can't perform your job, you get fired.
That's fine. I understand what you're saying, man. But I'm just saying I would look at him as a guaranteed paycheck.
Yeah, that's chive beer.
I didn't even know they made that. That's crazy. Where the hell did you get chive beer?
They sell it down pretty much everywhere. They got it at Save Mart.
Are you serious?
Yeah, KCCO Black Lager. It's delicious. Anybody want to try it?
If you want to sponsor us,
Delicious.
Actually,
We're
we
looking
should
for a sponsor.
Yeah, we'll hit up Chive. I'll
we'll hit the chive.
Chive ain't got no damn money.
They got plenty of
No,
money.
I know they do. I've seen the fundraisers they do.
They sell their T-shirts out in 5 minutes.
Yeah, I know they got stupid
2
money.
minutes.
They got God money.
Frank Mir going up against Alistair Overeem.
I hope
This is a
Overeem
do-or-die
kicks the
fight.
shit out of him.
Why do
This
I
is-
feel like this already happened?
Do or die fight for both these guys. Frank,
Does sound familiar.
this fight was supposed
Weird.
to happen and it didn't happen yet.
Like
it
3
was,
times?
It was supposed to happen at the last pay per view and they had moved
Crazy.
it over.
All right.
So the Reem was definitely dominant in his last 2 losses. He was leading the fight. He was winning the fights. He got a little sloppy. He gets arrogant like he does, and he ends up getting knocked out or knocked down. Mir just looked shitty in his last 3 fights and got dominated by Junior Dos Santos.
I don't know. I thought Overeem looked kind of sluggish.
He did.
He always looks sluggish because he wastes everything in the first round. He doesn't have horse meat anymore, man. He's not as lean as he was.
That horse meat slowed him down.
You know what I mean? Like, I think Mir needs to drag this to the ground and submit Overeem, or he's in for a long night of punishment. I mean, Reem's knees are quick, fast, and heavy. He was taking out Travis Brown before he got knocked out. He was taking out Bigfoot Silva before he got knocked down. I mean,
I think Frank Mir gave the hint. If he hits me with a knee, the fight's over.
Oh yeah, I gotta say, I think the Reem has decent takedown defense. He definitely. I mean, look what he did. Against Verdum, he definitely backed enough away. He did the same thing against some of his other opponents. As long as Reem keeps his gas tank full enough and he doesn't get too cocky and arrogant, I think he's definitely winning this fight.
I don't know. There's some pictures from the weigh-in today. Reem looks swole, bud.
He always looks swole.
Are they weighed in already?
Yeah.
I don't know.
No, they don't weigh in until Friday.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
All right. Well, they're posting up pictures today from a weigh-in.
You were watching the LMFAO video.
Oh.
All right.
Yeah, they don't weigh in until Friday.
I don't know, man. My whole thing with this is because they could gain so much weight back between now and Saturday.
Today's Wednesday. Today's open workout day. That's what you saw pictures
Okay.
of. Thursday's media day. Friday's weigh-ins.
You got Overeem.
Oh, now you got answers.
Only for you, sir. Only for you.
You got Overeem, who was undefeated as a heavyweight until he came over to the UFC, and then he gets his ass handed to him. Mir, on the other hand, who came back to the UFC after his accident, was able to have a good rise, have some great fights. He submitted Brock Lesnar in Brock Lesnar's first debut fight in the UFC. I mean, Mir's done so much,
and the Reem sent Brock Lesnar packing,
which is fine. Which is fine. But I think
kicking him in the diverticulitis.
I think you got to go to San Francisco for that. I don't know, man. I think the Reem has been more disappointing to me than Mir lately, so I'm going with Mir.
I get disappointed with him because he gets arrogant and cocky, and then ends up losing a fight that he was winning.
Because I was so stoked when he came over from Strikeforce. I wanted to see everything he was going to do.
Yeah.
And I've just been really disappointed, so I'm going to have to go with Mir on this fight.
I'm taking Reem. You want a burrito bet, and you want to back tax like the 3 or 4 you owe me?
I'll just get you one big-ass one from the taco truck.
Okay, well, we got to go to San Jose and get that super burrito. It's like 3 pounds.
Yeah.
I ain't got the money for that.
Your co-main event, Jose Aldo going against Ricardo Lamas.
No, I want a burrito. God damn it.
This is for the title. Obviously, Jose Aldo holds. Lamas has had a year layoff, man.
Yeah.
A year layoff. Now,
It's
we know
gonna be
he's an aggressive striker, and he's a Division III wrestler. I just don't think he's on the same level of striking as Jose Aldo. Jose Aldo, we know, is all about his leg kicks, except for his last fight when he fought Korean Zombie and broke his foot. Then he immediately switched to takedowns and ground and pound, heavy top control, which he did pretty well at.
I just like his overall plan.
Overall
like you
game.
say, when something doesn't work, he's got something else
switches
to go
it
to.
up.
He's got,
He does tend to fade in the later rounds a little bit. I mean, we saw that against Mark Hominick. That was pretty big.
But I think it's because he goes so big at the beginning.
Exactly. He definitely gets so far ahead in the scorecards that now he's tired by the 4th, 5th round. I still think that I don't think Ricardo Lamas is going to have enough to take out Jose Aldo.
I think we got 2 different levels here, honestly.
Yeah,
I mean,
Jose,
who else is going to fight Jose Aldo? Exactly. That's the thing. That's why this match is happening. But really, it's Ricardo Lamas just isn't ready for this fight.
Yeah, Aldo literally has a MMA tackle box for this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And now Jose Aldo's training partner, Renan Barão, is going up against Uriah Faber for the title. Obviously, Faber taking this fight on... I think he picked up this fight January 6th.
Right.
He picked up this fight January 6th to fight against Barão because Dominic Cruz zombie parts weren't working. So...
Didn't Faber just fight in December?
Right, he did just fight.
Yeah.
He just beat Michael McDonald in December.
I wasn't sure if it was December or November.
So this is pretty quick. Now, he says that... Now, mind you, Uriah Faber has won every fight he has been in that hasn't been a title shot. His last 5 title shots, he's lost.
Right.
But every fight other than that, he has won, and he's won pretty well.
Yeah.
Only one of them going to decision.
Well, hey, man, even the sun shines on the dog's ass once in a while. It's got to happen.
He says he's completely refocused, and he's very happy that they have Dwayne Bang Ludwig as their coach. In fact, before, he said he was running all the camps. So he was his own coach and running camps for his other guys. Now that they have a legitimate head coach, we'll see what happens.
You think taking it on such short notice, it gives them an out if something goes bad?
No, because a lot of fighters say that if they take a fight on that short of notice, it's just like a continued training camp.
It is, and the thing with him is he always has some little excuse. When he was doing the media after he beat Michael McDonald, he was like, "Oh well, in the first fight I broke my rib, but I still fought and lost. I'm fighting top caliber guys." Like he has a little excuse, but he doesn't say that's why I lost. He just says,
"Right,
I'm just letting you know what happened, and I lost. It happens." Like,
I think the big difference is taking a fight on short notice if you haven't been fighting already.
Yeah.
Versus like him, basically mowing through Michael McDonald. He was on a cooldown for just a couple of weeks, and then all of a sudden we got another fight. Well, he's ready to go right back up again.
I mean, he even says, in his last time that he fought Barão, he had T.J. Dillashaw in his corner. That's not a guy you want in the corner. I'm sorry. I'd rather have Dwayne Bang Ludwig in my corner than T.J.
Right.
Dillashaw. And he apparently broke a rib 2 minutes into that first fight. He was doing a lot of things. He was switching up his stances and feinting and trying not to get kicked a lot, but he wasn't attacking himself. He needs to close the distance and wrestle and use his overhand right to be able to win this fight. Whereas Barao, you being Aldo's training partner, these guys are constantly pushing each other.
Right.
He's all about the kicks, spinning wheel kicks. I mean, the spinning back kicks, the
I can't wait
leg
for this
kicks,
fight.
the high kicks,
It's going to be a great
I'm
body
excited
kicks,
for this
jumping
fight.
knees, and he throws them all accurate too, which is crazy. I
Who are
mean,
you guys picking on this fight?
he's definitely going to take this standing. He likes to
going
put
Barao.
doubt in his guy and opponents' heads. I don't know. I think I want to always root for Faber, but I think Barao's going to win this fight.
If I had to put money down, I'd probably put it down on Barao.
Unless
Damn.
Bang Ludwig has smoked a really good bowl before watching the fight game, which he likes to do. He likes to smoke a bowl and then watch the fight footage and then give his guys game plans. Unless it was some really good weed, I think Barao's going to win.
Like some Alaskan Thunder fight.
If he's picked up some good stuff and he's got a good game plan for Uriah might pull this out.
The thing is, we haven't seen Uriah fight like this in a long time, and Dwayne Bang Ludwig has obviously changed the camp around quite a bit. Uriah Faber didn't look like this when he fought Barao last time.
But he didn't look real aggressive until he knew he had McDonald, and then he just charged.
It's gonna be a tough fight. I'm really excited for this fight. I don't know who to pick in this one, but I think I got to go with the local boy and just roll with Uriah Faber.
Did you get to talk to Michael after the fight at all? I know he's in the same gym as you.
Yeah, no, not really. Just no.
No.
Who are you taking in this fight?
I'm gonna take Faber.
Take Faber?
on that one.
I'm Barao.
Barao? Beardy McBearderson with the beanie over there. What do you got?
What do you got, Josh?
He's sleeping.
I'm going to go for Faber.
Faber.
You got Faber?
I'll go with Faber.
I think I'm going to take Barao as well.
Well,
I'm going to be rooting for Faber, but I think Barao's got it.
Yeah. So I guess that is it. That wraps up UFC 169 preview on Split Decision. Of course, thanks for listening. Make sure you get us on Fight Fans Radio Network on their Spreaker, Stitcher, and SoundCloud, or go to our very own Spreaker, Stitcher, SoundCloud, or our website, SplitDecisionMMA.com. If you haven't liked us on Facebook, please do look up Split Decision MMA, and also on Twitter, SD_MMA. We love you, so love us back. That's kind of what keeps the lights on around here. So from the Rudolph Family Inc. Studios, Bueller and Dodge, and special guest Angel Deanda in the studio, big thanks. Have a good night. We'll see you at the fights.